The following is a presentation of TBS Sports.
Greg Maddux comes through.
Boy, he's making a push for that MVP.
And what Andrew says, Andrew does. It is a slam for Galarraga.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Joe Simpson, Skip Carey, welcoming you to another day of Atlanta Braves baseball from Shea Stadium, where the Braves play their 81st game of the year. We reached the halfway mark, and Joe, we reach it on a low note. Not just the 2 losses in a row to the Mets, but there's nobody left to play for the Atlanta team today.
It's getting a little scary, Skip, and certainly when you talk about this series, it's been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde series for the Atlanta Braves. The first 16 and a half innings, things were going smoothly for Atlanta, outscoring the Mets and out-hitting them. But boy, oh boy, did things turn around in a hurry in the bottom half of the 8th inning of Game 2. The Mets have now outscored the Braves 19-1 since then, and Atlanta's got to figure out some way to get it turned around. But it's not going to be easy today, because not only did Mike Remlinger go on the disabled list to join a long list of people in that category, but several Braves are still battling the flu, and some have it that didn't have it a couple of days ago. You see Remlinger on the DL. We'll tell you who's here to take his place as we go along here. But Chipper Jones is still back at the hotel. He's got the flu now. He's not even at the ballpark. He will not be in the lineup today. And several other guys battling nagging injuries, including Rafael Furcal, who has the bad leg, Veras, who has a sore foot. Reggie Sanders will try to play today, but he's got a sore back.
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. And Tom Glavine will try to pitch himself a shutout against Glendon Rush and the Mets. We'll be back with the starting lineups and then the play-by-play story right after this.
Braves baseball on the Superstation, brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the more than 2,800 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By the Home Depot, America's home improvement coach. And by Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Another beautiful day and another big crowd here for Game 4 of this series between the Braves and the Mets. Here's Bobby Cox's America On lineup today, and it is a hodgepodge. He had to put some guys in different spots, including Brian Jordan back in the 3-hole in the lineup today. Javi Lopez moves into the 5 spot. Brian Jordan, of course, having a terrific series with his 372 mark over the last 11 games. And as you look down the lineup, some guys who had to be plugged in and moved around. Weiss, Lockhart, and Glavine rounding it out. For the Mets, pretty much the same lineup they've stayed with in this series, with the exception of Joe McEwing, who's in center field today for Jay Payton. Everybody else remains the same. Glendon Rush will be on the mound. He's 6-5 with a 3.96 ERA, and he's been a hot pitcher of late over his last 7 starts, a 5-1 mark. One other guy we didn't mention in the open, Skip, John Rocker, says his thumb should be okay to pitch today. Hopefully the Braves will need him in the 9th inning with a lead.
Kelvio Veras leads it off and takes a strike. I asked him at the hotel this morning how he felt, and he said fine, and then I saw him walk. He's hurt. He's in there on courage alone. 1-1 the count. Glendon Rush, the twirler. They like him a lot. Fastball right through there.
They got him from the Kansas City Royals after he'd experienced some shoulder troubles over the last couple of years. They got him on a trade for Dan Murray late last September when he had been activated. A description by one of his own catchers, Todd Pratt, says he's Glavine-esque in that he likes to throw strikes and get ahead in the count, likes to work away, good changeup, and he works fast.
The 1-2 pitch. Line center field, base hit, and he virtually walks to first base.
He's definitely limping.
Unless this is a great con job and he takes off and steals second.
I don't think it is. I watched him when he came out on the field for the first time, Skip, and he was jogging at best just about like that. Does he have a little more? Probably, but he doesn't want to use it unless he has to.
Here's Andruw Jones. Chipper had a temperature of over 100 degrees. So he's back at the hotel. He'll come out here late in the game and accompany us back to Atlanta, I would guess.
Wally Joyner was reported to be a little ill too, but he says he's feeling better. I know Ned Yost wasn't feeling 100%, but he's out there on the third base line.
Bobby's got a little bit of it too.
Yeah.
Got him picked off. He's making him throw it, I'll say that for him.
This is working real well for the Mets against the Braves, having the first baseman play off the bag, something they're not used to, and Kilvio win on the first move. This is not good for your foot when you've got to change directions this many times. Mets had to make a lot of throws, but they got him.
1-3-6-3-4. Andrew takes outside. It's 1-1.
Supposed to be about 85 degrees today here in New York.
There's a strike over the outside corner. Rush out of Seattle, Washington. High fly ball, but no carry to it. Ewing in center field. 2 out. By the way, the Mets have one injury today, not counting Ray Ordonez, who's out for the year. But the Georgia Tech youngster Jay Payton sprained his wrist swinging in his final at bat yesterday, and thus McEwing is in center field. You can see the fans still piling in here. It's going to be another huge crowd, though not a sellout.
Had over 50,000 for each of the first couple of days. 44,000 yesterday.
If you watched the game yesterday on Fox, I promise you, cross my heart and hope to die, that we will not show you any comic books on this telecast. Will it get through? Nope. Good play, Alfonso. And the inning is over. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the first, no score.
We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Here's a look at Bobby Valentine's lineup today. Melvin Mora and Derek Bell at the top. They've had good series, especially Bell. Alfonso about third. Then Mike Piazza, who is on a real tear. There are his numbers for the series, but he's hit in 19 straight games, too. Todd Zeile moves into the 5 spot today. Ventura is struggling. He'll bat 6th. Then Agbayani, Joe McEwing, who will play in center field today, and Lyndon Rush. The Braves defense is set up today with Sanders back in the lineup in left field, still nursing a stiff back. Lockhart will play for Chipper at third base. Everything else pretty much the same. And Tom Glavine on the mound will try to get a bad spell he's been in snapped today. He's 7-5 for the year, but he's lost 4 straight starts and is winless over his last 7. You can see that his last victory came way back in May 21st against the Padres, but last year 3-0 against the Mets in 3 starts.
Melvin Mora takes a strike, and we're underway. Mora hitting .287, 5 homers, 24 RBI. At the moment, we're in the Shea Stadium landing pattern, thank goodness. Good bunt. Safe and almost a wild throw. You wonder what Galarraga was doing. He was breaking as if he had missed the throw, hoping that Mora would break towards second base, but he would have none of it.
Excellent bunt, and he tested Keith Lockhart right away. Find out how good you are charging that ball from third base. It's interesting, Bonilla played over there Friday night for Chipper, and I don't think he got one chance.
He didn't. Here's Derek Bell, who's swinging a hot bat. He's up to .313 with 10 homers, 43 runs batted in. Mora 6 of 9 in the stolen base department.
This team is really juiced up after their big 10-run inning on Friday night. They came out hot yesterday against Greg Maddux, and really playing with a lot of confidence right now against the Braves, something they lacked last year.
Runner goes, high chopper off the plate. Only play will be at first. Close. He's out, going to third. He is out. Mora ran him out of an inning. That's a double play. A 1-3-5. Thank you.
Trying to do a little too much. Heads up play by Galarraga. Had a throw that was a little bit in the line, but boy, put a strong throw across the diamond. And Mora, as you said, Skip, ran him right out of this inning. If he had not hesitated, he might have had a chance.
Closer over there than I thought it was, but he was out 2 down. Here's Alfonso, who amazingly enough is only 3 out of 29 against Tom Glavine in his career. 0-1 the count.
He's such a good hitter in terms of taking whatever a pitcher gives you, and he's so good at going to right field. That's what surprises me about his numbers against Tommy.
Oh, if the Braves could come back and win this game, what a shot in the arm it would be under the circumstances.
Missing the people they're missing and playing shorthanded.
And that 10-run inning.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get that over, something like that. 1-1 the count.
Remlinger was placed on the disabled list. Don Wingert has been designated for assignment. Braves have called up Ishmael Villegas from AAA, and also Dave Stevens, who has some big league experience, was signed by the Braves back in April.
Good play. Inning over. So Glavine gets through the first in good shape. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, no one left at the end of an inning, no score.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Andres Galarraga leads off the second against Glendon Rush. Takes a let up outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Rush didn't have much luck with Kansas City. Curve outside, 2-0. In '97 he was 6-9. In '98 he was 6-15. Last year he was 0-1 with a 15.75 earned run average, but only in 3 games. Galarraga singles to left, and a good start in the second inning for Atlanta. Braves have had their leadoff man on in both innings. Here's Javi. Somebody needs to step in and lead the way today.
Several guys have had good series in different games. Jordan for the series, who showed you some of his good work, and 5 RBIs. Galarraga drove in 4 runs in the first game. Javi 3 runs in the second game.
Got around late, fouled it away.
I don't think Rush's fastball is enough to keep the Braves honest today. He's already shown them a real slow, over the top, kind of a lollipop curveball. Works real well as a changeup, but I don't think his fastball will worry them too much.
Did you know, Joe, that Glendon Rush pitched a no-hitter against Meadowdale High School in his senior year in high school?
Out of Shorecrest High School, sure.
Yeah, you knew that?
Good for you.
Under his chinny chin. 1-2. Oh, I should have known that because you used to live in Seattle. Probably saw that game.
It was pretty exciting.
It's low. Javi in his 9th year with the Braves. That doesn't seem possible.
Hard to believe.
Fastball got him there. One away.
Got it by him there. This guy's going to be around the plate. He's only averaging 1.7 walks per 9 innings. That's among the league leaders. Got that one up and in on Javi a little bit.
Here's Reggie Sanders, hitting .171, 3 homers, 11 RBI. Strike at the knees, 0-1.
Kansas City may be wishing they had waited a little bit longer to see if his shoulder was going to come around.
Especially as pitching poor as they are. As just about everybody is in baseball anymore. By the way, both Brett Boone and Ryan Klesko homered yesterday for San Diego. A couple of our alumni.
Good cut by Reggie. Looked like his back certainly didn't hinder him there.
0-2 the count.
The only Braves batter to have faced Glendon Rush before is Brian Jordan in interleague play while Brian was with the Cardinals.
He was 0 for 3 against him. 1-2 the count. Rush 6'1", a 200-pounder. The 1-2 pitch. Good play by Piazza, and it's 2-2.
Enjoyed reading a column by is it George Vesey of the New York Times. He's talking Peter Vesey. George Vesey of the Times, who wrote about Piazza's swing. I just thought about it when he was making that play behind the plate.
Into right center field. Let's see if he plugged the gap. Did he catch it? No. Galarraga wasn't sure, but Reggie directed the traffic, and runners are at second and third. Boy, a great try, but no cigar.
Great hustle by Marvin Hudson, too, the first base umpire, who had a great angle to see the ball when it got free from Derek Bell, so he could signal the runners in plenty of time for them to advance and not get stuck. But what a great laid-out effort by Derek Bell. It looked like he might have even had it briefly, and then when he hit the ground, it squirted out right there. The umpire had a great view of it. Galarraga couldn't see the baseball, so he doesn't know. And all of a sudden, there's Reggie Sanders saying, "Go ahead, go ahead."
And he did. He slid into third, hoping that Reggie was right. Here's Walt Weiss. Fouls it back, and it hurts him to swing from this side. 0-1.
To quickly finish that comment about the article, he was talking about the sound that the ball makes off the bat of Mike Piazza being different than any other hitter in baseball, even McGuire, even Griffey Jr., that it really has a loud crack. I'd put Galarraga in that category too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball really explodes off his bat when he hits it.
Oh, 0-2. Keith Lockhart on deck. Second and third, 1 out. Braves threaten to take the lead.
That would help a lot. Give everybody a little breathing room. Fly ball, get a run home.
One and two the count. Montreal in town tomorrow night at 7:40. We'll have it for you at 7:35. Tony Armas Jr. against Terry Mulholland. High fly ball into left. That's deep enough. Galarraga tags. Here he comes. The throw is to third, and the Braves lead 1-0. Good job by Weiss.
Good job by Walt, and another guy that we had failed to mention that he's not 100% either. His thumb's still very sore, but at least batting right-handed, he can take the top hand off the bat if he needs to relieve some of that pain. But a good job there to get that run in and give the Braves the lead.
Keith Lockhart went for the hat trick yesterday. 3 strikeouts as he came in place of, I think he came in place of Furcal. Ground ball, right field, base hit. Another run should score. Here comes Sanders. They'll never throw him out. Cut off. And the Braves lead 2-0. Lockhart delivers a single against the left-hander.
Another big hit. Boy, is that a nice 2-out contribution. Keith handles lefties just fine. His average has been very good in limited appearances against left-handed pitching, but he got a pitch he could turn on and pull it in the hole.
And you could see Bell did his job. He hit the cutoff man. That kept the runner at first base and out of scoring position. Tom Glavine, the batter. He's driven in 1 run, hitting 156, and he hits a flare to left. So the inning continued. In case you didn't see the game on Friday night, maybe the Braves can show you what it's like to score 9 runs after 2 were out.
That would be nice. Tom Glavine would appreciate it. He has not had many runs to work with in his last several starts when he's been in this 0 for string. But he got through the first inning, and that was the real problem for him in Montreal.
Kilvio Veras singled his first time. One ball, no strikes. That background noise you hear is a vendor saying, "Soda here, soda here." 1 ball, no strikes. Lined into left center field. Nobody's going to get that ball. 1 run is in. Here comes Glavine. He's going to score. Veras limps into second with a stand-up double. They're well on their way. It's 4-0.
That looked like a high breaking ball, and Kilvio, as he did in the first inning, leveled off on it and hit it like a bullet. Let's see where this pitch was. Yeah, it was up. Looked like a fastball, and he really tomahawked it. McEwing didn't play it cleanly off the wall. It came off, bounced away from him. He had to chase it down a little bit, and that extra step allowed Tom Glavine the opportunity to score. And there's Kilvio. He knows he's got a double. That's all he's going to be able to get with that limp.
On another day, he gets a triple on this ball, but not today.
But you got to really admire what some of these guys are doing, playing. They're not even close to 100%. Really in a lot of pain, especially Veras.
So here's Andruw Jones. He flied to center his first time, a base hit. Well, better hit a double, Andrew. Make sure Kilvio can get home. A strike at the knees on the outside corner, 0-1.
Glendon Rush's last start was a win against Florida, 7 2/3 innings, only 5 hits and 2 runs. He's already given up 6 hits and 4 runs today.
It's even now, 1-1. If I get on the umpires about balls and strikes today, don't pay any attention to me, because from our angle we can't see. It's not like our angle at home. 1-2 the count.
Andrew looked like he was waiting for that big slow curve. Didn't even offer it the last 2 fastballs. Got to look fastball now and then adjust. He's behind in the count.
Fought it off. We got Ford against Montreal coming up at the ballpark starting tomorrow night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, Thursday afternoon, then off to Boston for 3. And then the All-Star break, such as it is. Fought another one off. That wasn't real pretty, Andrew.
He fought that one out of the glove of Mike Piazza. Good to see some smiles over there after the last day and a half. Boy.
He stayed alive. That's all he did. That's all he wanted to do. There's a drive. If it stays fair, it is curving foul. Oh, did he hit that?
Did they really think they could go in there twice in a row and jam him?
Yeah, they did.
It almost cost him 2 more runs. Piazza sitting there thinking, uh-oh, but it hooked.
Another 1-2 pitch. Rush deals. Change of pace got him, and the inning is over. The Braves get 5 hits and score 4 runs. 1 runner left. Bottom of the second, 4-0 Atlanta.
Braves have a big second inning. They take the lead, and a reminder to make sure to tune into our sister network TNT tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern and Pacific for Wimbledon from the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet clubs. The round of 16, and that's tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern and Pacific on TNT.
That's not over yet. I thought it.
Agassi's still in. Sampras still in. Lindsay Davenport's playing today.
Sampras is going pretty good. That's a very pretty lady he's engaged to.
He's playing hurt too.
What's wrong with him?
Bad shin tendonitis.
Strike call to Piazza. 23 homers, 70 RBIs, but he's only hitting .361 or so.
The bottom number there, 32 RBIs in this 19-game streak, is what's phenomenal to me. Yeah, he's got this streak going where he's driven in a run in 14 straight games, just 3 shy of the all-time mark. But 32 RBIs in 19 games.
High drive into right center again, but Jordan's got room. On the track, 1 out. That's what scares you. He can hit it out here in any direction.
And he hits a lot of home runs that way into straightaway center, as we saw yesterday. Look at the extension, though. He gets those arms out away from his body and gets great leverage because of it. The head of the bat gets out there so quick, and he's so strong in his hands and forearms. Something else.
He's not so tough. He made an out. You'll always, you kids who want to be major league ball players, remember this guy was a 63rd round draft pick, Mike Piazza. And now he's making around $11 million a year and earning it. If it's possible to earn that much money, he's doing it.
And they didn't like him here when he first got here.
Up the chute. Who wants it? Andres. 2 out.
Bobby Valentine adjusted his lineup a little bit today, especially with Glavine pitching a left-hander. He dropped Ventura's spot in the order. Robin's been struggling. Just 1 for 11 in this series with 4 strikeouts.
Ventura down to 241.
He's a much better hitter, but he's got a sore shoulder, right shoulder, that's affecting his swing.
It's amazing how many guys are hurt around baseball.
Every day there's a list of pitchers.
Had a little fight down in Tampa last night. Robert Smith of the Devil Rays and Jorge Posada of the Yankees both got kicked out. Ventura leads all active players with 14 grand slams.
Talked about Tommy's success against the Mets, going 3-0 in 3 starts against them lifetime, or 3-0 against them last year. He's 13-5 lifetime.
That's easy. Should be. And it is.
Good inning.
1-2-3, nothing doing. Glavine has faced the minimum, though he's allowed a hit. And after 2, it's 4-0 Atlanta.
We go to the 3rd inning and take a look at the Office Depot scoreboard. There are a few games that are underway. And in the National League, Florida, Montreal, no score. Pittsburgh's taken a 1-0 lead over Philadelphia. Those are the only National League games underway. Brian Jordan takes ball 1. Some games in the American League. Cleveland has scored 3 times in the first against Minnesota, and the Yankees have a run on the board for Roger Clemens, who comes back from the disabled list today.
Brian Jordan corks one into center. McEwing on the run. He gets there. 1 out.
Skip, remember in Montreal we were talking about Wilton Guerrero playing very deep, and he hadn't played center field that much, and better safe than sorry. He didn't trust himself that much going back on the ball, and I think you'll see that with McEwing too. He's one of the most versatile utility players in all of baseball, but when you're not out there that often, you have a tendency to play pretty deep, and that's why he got to that last ball.
Andres Galarraga, the batter. One ball, no strikes. Into right field. That'll be caught. On the track, Bell grabs it. 2 down. So 2 gone in a hurry here. Javi Lopez, the batter, a strikeout victim his first time.
The catcher, number 8, Javi Lopez.
Javi snapped out of a 3-for-30 spell with a couple of hits and those 3 RBIs in the losing cause on Friday night. Didn't play yesterday.
0-1 the count. Right off his thumbs. It's 0-2. Glenn Diamond has returned to the truck after a very important meeting. He's our producer today. Dan Reagan, our long-suffering director.
Javi's got 9 homers for the year. Oddly, only 1 against lefties, but hitting 25 points higher against left-handed pitching than right-handers.
Pretty good fastball, but he missed with it. 2-2. A drive to left. Fair or foul? Fair and gone. Home run Lopez. It hit on that back wall and kicked back into the field of play. 5-0 Atlanta. Javi's 10th, his 38th RBI.
Just need to talk about his homers against lefties, that's all. That thing was hit a mile high
Number 16, Reggie Sanders.
and hit just below the second level of seats. Right off the Doomsday sign. 12th homer of the year allowed by Rush.
And Reggie Sanders, the batter, he doubled his first time. Fouled it away, and the bat winds up at shortstop. The Braves have their bat boys on this trip. And they've enjoyed themselves in Montreal and New York.
Yeah, I think the guys and coaches do a good job of squiring them around and showing them the sights. I believe Frank Fultz took the guys over to the Statue of Liberty on Friday. They're treated pretty well.
First homer for Javi since June 7th. By the way, my sister Pat Carey celebrates a birthday today at Marietta.
Speaking of long suffering.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Happy birthday, Pat.
She's my baby sister, which makes her 82 years old. Oh, I'm just kidding. One and two, the count. Rush delivers. Whoa. Pretty good pitch, it appeared. But remember, our angle isn't very good.
It looked like a cut fastball, and I bet he is learning that pitch and picking it up from Al Leiter. That was so successful for Al yesterday.
Oh, he was great. Ventura cuts it off. Just did get him, and the inning is over. Sanders thought he beat it, but no go. One hit, one run, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the third. 5-0 Atlanta.
Number 50, Manny Agbayani.
We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Agbayani leads it off. Strike called at the knees.
He had a home run yesterday off of Greg Maddux. Pretty good poke to left.
The 0-1 pitch. Right in there, 0-2. Nobody on, nobody out, bottom of the third. All Atlanta to this point. In his last 12 starts, Agbayani hitting .357. Pop on the infield. Walt Weiss calls for it, puts it away, one out.
That's 3 straight infield pop-ups. Would give you an indication that Tommy might be getting in on some of these right-handed batters' hands. Ventura left-handed, of course, popped to Galarraga, but a lot of balls hit in the air. Javi's set up inside. Agbayani has a bit of a long swing, but he couldn't get the hands through quick enough to catch up with that one.
He's got that big high leg kick with his front foot that Bonilla used to have till he got over to Atlanta.
McEwing's kind of the hitter's version of Turk Wendell. He is non-stop movement. After every pitch, he's got to go through a whole routine of swing and practice swing. Now watch him. He'll go over, take a big high practice swing.
That's for those pitches over his head.
You never know.
Tell you what, if he ever batted against Rocker, the game would last 7 hours and 14 minutes.
Hard-nosed player, though. I like watching him play.
I did too. The 0-2 pitch. Swung and fouled away. Fan from Staten Island makes the play. Oh, and 2 the count.
Since he was called up on May 13th, McEwing has now made 9 starts in center field, 5 in left, 2 at third, 1 at short, 1 at second.
Remember, he was an everyday player for the Cardinals. I mean, they played him at different places last year. But the first half, he was hitting high in the 300. Nice going, Andrew. We're used to that, but the fans here aren't.
No, they thought that was a ball that would drop, and it would have dropped with any of the other center fielders that have played in this series for the Mets because they play so deep.
Glendon Rush is hitting .057.
And another pop-up for Glavine. Nice play by Andrew.
Strike called, 0-1. Oh, and 2. Five 7-0 for the Braves. 1-0 for the Mets. That was a bunt single by Mora leading off the game. Or leading off the bottom of the first. Rush stays alive.
Tommy's got a pretty good fastball today, and he's using it. Not that many changeups yet, and that's nice. They'll have that to go to the second time through the order, keep him off balance.
Outside, 1-2. Funny deal on Remlinger. They brought him up here thinking he could pitch yesterday and today. But as it worked out, they flew him up here just to disable him.
Yeah, they thought he'd be all right. Thought that swelling in his elbow would go down from that exam, but it just hasn't. And rather than be shorthanded again today, they had to make some adjustments.
Weiss up, Weiss throws. And the inning is over. 1, 2, 3, nothing doing. 3 have gone by. Braves lead it 5-0.
Braves are up 5-0 as we go to the 4th inning in time for today's Aflac trivia question. Who was the first New York Mets player to win a Rawlings Gold Glove? I can tell you with a certain amount of confidence that it was not Marv Throneberry.
No.
And we'll have the answer for you as we get along and go to the bottom half of the 4th.
Might have been Mookie Wilson.
I'd go with maybe Bud Harrelson.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Strike called, and the 4th inning is underway. Weiss drove in a run, his 7th of the year, with a sacrifice fly his first time. Ground ball, good play. Well, he booted it to third, picked it up. See how they score it. That's normally a great fielding third baseman over there. It goes as a hit.
They give him credit for being a good fielding third baseman. He did flag it down. If you want to look at it this way, he saved a double.
Keith Lockhart drove in a run his first time up with a run-producing single to right.
Yeah, most of the damage on this road trip has been done by the guys in the top of the order, beginning in Montreal and especially in this series. But today, the sacrifice fly by Weiss, a key 2-out hit by Lockhart, key 2-out single by Glavine, really set things up for Veras.
He went sidearm that time, and Keith took a strike. Can I change my guess on the Aflac question?
Somebody helped you, I'm sure.
No.
Go right ahead. Who's talking to you?
Danny.
Maybe a New York guy? Yeah.
Chopper to third, but foul.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your guess?
Oh, I can't now. You've ruined the whole thing.
Didn't mean to rain on your parade. I just want everybody to have the facts, you know.
You did rain on my parade. I'm really upset now. But I'm trying hard to get over it. A little bit outside.
First time he's used that sidearm delivery today. To Lockhart on 2 occasions here.
The guy's initials are T.A. And this is a double play.
That's a DP.
Four unassisted and then 4-3 and 2 out.
That seems to me that guy with those initials put on quite a fielding clinic for the '69 Mets in their amazing run.
Here's Tom Glavine. He singled to left his first time. And he looks at a strike. 0-1. Don't forget Montreal in town tomorrow night. New producer, new director, but the announcers just keep grinding it out.
Well, if there was ever a day that the team could use a day off, it would be tomorrow.
You're right. That's that in the fourth. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the fourth, 5-0 Atlanta.
We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Time for the answer to the Aflac trivia question. Back in 1970, it was Tommy Agee who won the Gold Glove. First Mets player to win a Rawlings Gold Glove. And I was close. Bud Harrelson won the next Rawlings Gold Glove the next season at shortstop. Keith Hernandez,
who won at second.
Keith Hernandez and Ray Ordonez are the only Mets to win multiple Rawlings Gold Gloves. So marker up there where Tommy Agee hit a ball once right down the left field line. Boy, that was a bolt.
We go to the fourth inning. Tommy has given up 2 hits, but he's faced the minimum. And Melvin Mora leads off the fourth. Fastball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Lockhart in on the grass just in case he tries to bunt again.
Look out, folks. 1-1 the count.
Got around on that one, didn't he? Had everybody scrambling for cover. Bat came out of his hand too. Broke it. Boy, the way that ball was hit, I'm surprised the bat broke like that. Maybe it was already broken and he didn't know it.
That's probably the case because he hit that ball right on the sweet spot. Little high, I guess. 2-1. $5-0 Atlanta, our score. There's a strike over the outside corner. It's 2-2.
And another good fastball. Still very few changeups from Glavine today.
He's run it full now, 3-2.
Might be a good spot for one, though. Mora has struck out 6 times in this series. See if they try to chase that, get him to chase the changeup down and away. No, fastball.
Popped out of play. Fan from Oyster Bay came up with that one. Three balls, 2 strikes. Glavine records strikeout numero 1.
Another fastball, too, wasn't it? Went down and in instead of away this time. But he's got a 5-run lead, and he's basically saying, here it is, hit it. See if you can get a base hit.
It really does make a difference in how you pitch. It's 0-0 or 1-0 as compared to a 5-run lead.
Well, if ever there was a day the Braves needed some runs early, even if it was just 1 or 2, to give Tommy room to maneuver, it was today.
But I think we all know by now this is not yet time to relax. We proved conclusively Friday that you still got to get all 27 outs. Bell didn't like that one. He's in the hole 0-2.
Well, this is the first time they've seen Glavine this year, and like a lot of veteran right-handed batters who are used to seeing most everything from Tom Glavine to the outside part of the plate, they get surprised when he buzzes them inside. Bell's not used to seeing that, certainly.
They go away on this pitch too far. 1-2.
That looked like a changeup that got away from him a little bit. And he set a team record by scoring a run in 11 straight games.
Pop foul back. Almost in our TV booth, or our radio booth, but not quite. Bell at 312 on the year.
He's another guy that likes to get his arms away from his body, likes to extend them.
Jammed him in there again. 2-2.
And again, knowing the history of Tom Glavine, it's a 270 hitter against Tom coming into play today. And Bell behind in the count. He was diving into the plate to make sure he had the outside part of the plate covered. Now they go away.
Too far again, and now it's 3-2. He's been to 3-2 to both hitters in this inning.
He can afford it. He was breezing through the first couple of innings. .46 pitches, not bad at all.
The payoff pitch, here it is. He lost it. That's the last thing he wanted to do. Here's Alfonso. 3 out of 30, a 100 average against Glavin. For the year, he's hitting .338. And Mike Piazza lurks in the on-deck circle. I wonder if they've given any choice to playing Piazza, any thought to playing Piazza at first and putting Zeal behind the plate.
I think they did before they ever went out to get Todd Zeal. I think they probably talked to him about it extensively. But I don't think he's ready to give up the catching just yet. He enjoys it.
One and one.
Glavin made a terrific pitch to start the at bat with Alfonzo. Good fastball on the outside part of the plate. And then a let me have some of the plate back pitch. This guy's a tough competitor. Both of them, Glavin and Alfonzo.
Two balls and a strike. Alfonzo with 24 doubles, 12 homers, 2 triples, 55 RBIs, 63 runs scored.
Well, something else too to go along with that. 51 walks versus 31 strikeouts. He just doesn't help you out very much swinging at a bad pitch.
Into center field. Andrew on the run. He's got it. Boy, he can break your heart if you're with the opposition.
That was an outstanding play by Andrew. That ball came off the bat like a shot. You've got the glare here during this day game, and the ball was hooking a little bit. But once it got out of the infield, it died a little. And you can see right there, Andrew had to change directions and actually come in a little bit. The ball may have had a lot of topspin, which would have caused it to sink. A lot of center fielders would have already been going back to try to cut it off and would have played it on one hop.
Meanwhile, Tom Glavin talks things over with Gary Cederstrom, the second base umpire. I wonder what that was all about.
I don't know.
Can't be an argument, because Cederstrom hasn't done anything today. Hasn't had any calls to make. Here's Mr. Piazza. One ball, no strikes.
Well, there was a lot of discussion after the game that Reed pitched, where he got hit with that line drive by Andrew Jones, that the background signage here at Shea Stadium was causing the pitchers a lot of distress because they couldn't see the ball out of a white sign. I don't think Tom's going to have any trouble out of that Delta sign there because it's dark. Although that white lettering may be giving him a little trouble.
They keep turning those signs over as the day goes on, too. 2-0. Be careful here, Tom.
Mike's hitting everything. Everything he is trying to do is working. And he's hitting everything hard.
He swung and all the air has left the ballpark.
One of the things that makes him such a tough out is he has the ability to wait and see the ball as long as anybody, I think, in the National League, because he's so quick and strong. He doesn't have to lunge at the ball. He doesn't have to start early. He just waits and explodes his hands on the ball.
2-2. Excuse me, the count's 3-1. I think I said 2-2.
Longest hitting streak in the majors this year, Tony Womack of Arizona. Chipper had a 19-game streak snapped just about 3 or 4 days ago.
The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2.
And that was as good a fastball as Tommy's thrown all day. 89 miles an hour. But boy, this was stiff and right in on his hands. No way for Piazza to react to it. He was looking for something middle of the plate away. And again, a veteran hitter who's not used to Tommy doing that to him.
The payoff pitch, Bell on the run, ground ball foul past third.
And a changeup, one of the few he has thrown today.
Let me ask you something. If that white background is disturbing to the pitchers, why don't they change it to red, for example?
I don't know. Have to check on that.
Well, you got plenty of time. We won't be back here for a while.
But I can tell you, not only for the pitchers, of course, they're only 60 feet away trying to react to line drives, but it's tough on the center fielder too, trying to pick the ball up out of those signs.
The payoff pitch, the runner goes from first. That'll be easy. Inning over. No hits, no runs, no errors, a runner left. At the end of 4, still 5-0 Atlanta.
Baseball on the Superstation, brought to you by Holiday Inn Express, the smart choice for travelers who want to stay smart, and by AccuView contact lenses, advancing the science of sight.
Kilvio Veras has singled and doubled and driven in 2 runs, his 33rd and 34th of the year, and he leads off the 5th. Pete Van Weer and Don Sutton join you after this half inning. The Cubs are having an interesting week. First, they thought they had Sosa dealt to the Yankees. They didn't. Then they played a game in Pittsburgh. And the next day were scheduled to go to Milwaukee, so they chartered up after the game, or at least that's what they thought they did. There was mechanical trouble on the charter. It didn't leave Pittsburgh until 5 o'clock in the morning as the sun was coming up. Landed in Milwaukee at 5:30 in the morning, Milwaukee time, as the sun was coming up, and played a 15-inning game that night and won it. Since then, Sammy Sosa has said that he wants a 4-year contract, $17 million a year, or $68 million for 4 years by July 31st, or he wants to be traded. Doesn't he have a contract for next year already?
I think so.
Two balls and a strike. I want $68 million for 4 years too, don't you?
And I would go play right field for the Cubs for that right now. Right now.
I'd get my own plane to guard against any kind of problems. Veras didn't like it, but he's out of there.
Kilvio thought he got hit by the pitch. Kilvio said he got hit by the pitch, and Dale Scott saying it's strike 3.
And Andrew Jones is going to break this up right away. We don't have anybody to take his place hardly, so it's best he exits stage left.
Let's see if we can see any deflection here, which was inside. And Kilvio was giving with the pitch a little bit. Had his arm stuck out there, but I can't tell any change in direction of the baseball.
One 1-0 on Andrew. There's his first hit of the day. He serves one into center off the end of the bat. So he's aboard with 1 out.
Right fielder, number 33, Brian Jordan.
Here's Brian Jordan.
I'll say this, as much as the Braves took advantage of Mike Piazza last year and ran on him, the ability of the left-handed pitchers to hold runners in this series has been critical. playing Zeal off the bag. It has really confused Atlanta runners as to when to get a good break. And Zeal does a good job of standing in front of him. Andrew can see over him, I believe, but Veras was having trouble looking around him the other night.
A strike to Brian Jordan, who has bounced out and flied out. Braves have 9 hits now. We're in the 5th. One and one the count to the Atlanta right fielder. Only play will be to first. Close. He is safe.
Way to hustle Brian Jordan. And a good call at first by Marvin Hudson, it appeared. No argument at all from Zeal. High chopper. Andrew was running on the play, so Mora had to go to first. And he did beat it.
Boy, and he's lucky he didn't get hurt. He lunged for the bag. You see a lot of guys get hurt doing that.
He was flying down the line.
Here's the cat. He has singled and scored. He has flied to right. A little bit outside. 1-0.
Piazza wanted that pitch.
Two on, one out. And he's behind Galarraga, 2-0. No activity in the New York bullpen, but that may be subject to change here.
.20 fastball maybe. Get ready.
Ooh, oh, he had a great cut, but he fouled it back.
Great cut.
2-1 the count.
Mets have had to shuffle their bullpen around a little bit. It's possible that Pat Mahomes will start on Tuesday in Rick Reed's expected start. Of course, Reed's on the DL, so Eric Kamak gets up in a spot normally you'd see Mahomes.
Popped up. Zeal wants it in fair territory. Infield fly rule was in effect, and 2 are out. And it's all up to Javi. He has homered and struck out.
They got the ball by Javi his first time up, just at the time when I was saying that I didn't think the Braves hitters would have too much trouble with his fastball inside. They threw one by him, but he turned one around in the 3rd inning.
Up the middle. That's through into center field. Andrew will score easily. Runner races for 3rd. It's going to be close over there. He got in. I don't know if the run would have counted or not had he been out. But we'll never know, and it's 6-0.
First of all, that was an old Javi Lopez swing. A pitch down and away from him, and he hit it hard right back through the middle and gets the RBI. Stayed on that ball nicely. And now it's a foot race to home and to 3rd. Dale Scott, the home plate umpire, got himself in a position where he could watch Andrew cross the plate and the play be made at 3rd so he could determine if there was an out at 3rd base, if the run was going to count. Didn't matter as it turned out, as Ventura couldn't handle the throw.
Reggie Sanders 1 for 2 on the day. Doubled and scored. It's 6-0 Atlanta. The Braves have pounded out 11 hits against Glendon Rush.
Boy, there've been a lot of 2-out runs scored in this series, haven't there?
Oh, a bunch. Especially Friday night. Oh, 0-2 the count.
I think 6 of the first 7 runs scored by the Mets yesterday were 2-out.
0-2 pitch. Got him on 3 straight. The inning is over. The Braves got a run on 3 hits, lead 2 at the end of 4.5 as Pete and Don join you. Braves lead it 6-0.
Well, the Atlanta Braves 6-0 leaders as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning here in the final game at Shea Stadium. A game that a lot of folks on both sides have been pinpointing as being a big one for the road trip for Atlanta, and the Mets, of course, a chance to take over first place in the National League East by percentage points. But a game that some of the more veteran players on the team were saying, well, it's a game in July. Let's not get too carried away.
And I think that's right. I think for the Braves, though, a win like this could really cap what has been a very taxing week for everybody from the first day right on through this, and with everybody getting sick, guys getting hurt, all of the stress of playing under the security here in New York. I think to win this ball game and then to come to the ballpark today, and Bobby Cox almost having to say, I need some volunteers to fill out 8. I know Glavin's going to pitch, but I think to win it for the Braves, it would be that you just burned 4 days off the calendar and it didn't cost you a thing except a little stress.
Todd Zeile popped out to first his first time up, facing Tom Glavine, who's allowed only 1 hit, and for the first time in a while has gotten some run support. 1 ball, no strikes on Zeile. He'll be followed by Ventura and then Agbayani. One and one.
Normally a 6-0 lead, you just kind of say, okay, this one's in the bag. Let's just kind of play out the string. But I don't know, the way the Mets have played the last 2 days, you want to see that 27th out in the books.
2 balls and a strike now on Zeile. He is 3 out of 12 in the series. Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, how many times since he first came up to the Atlanta Braves has Tom Glavine stepped into a role like this, either with the Braves on a long losing streak or after a couple of disappointing losses, or just after 1 disappointing loss, and righted the ship. He's been that kind of a guy.
Well, it goes along with his personality. He's never too high or never too low. Lately, it seems like, and there have been a couple of players who left the Braves who've been a little critical of the atmosphere around the Braves, which is never too high, never too low, even keel. And I think over the stretch of a 7-month season, that's the safest, best way to play. Emotion is a good thing, but ice cream's a good thing. But too much of ice cream's not good for you. But I think emotion can take you further in whatever direction you're headed. But when you hit adversity and you hit a lot of things going against you, I would rather have the level-headed, stable, easygoing, consistent ball club.
It's 3-2 now on Zeile.
You never hear a ball club like that look around and say, woe is me. Oh, boy, we're eaten up with misfortune. You just see them try to figure out a way to work through it and to make it happen. It's a club that can do damage control but enjoy the peaks.
In the left center field, no fall for a base hit. Over quickly is Andrew Jones before it gets in the gap, and he'll hold Zeile to a single. Hit number 2 off of Tom Glavine.
That's a great picture they're showing you there, because a lot of times when the ball is hit, people assume a pitcher just kind of goes back and tries to figure out what he's going to do next. But there is always a place for somebody on every play. You don't assume anything. Once the ball is hit, Andrew's trying to keep him to a single. Here comes the throw over the head of the second baseman and the shortstop, but who's there where he's supposed to be? Everybody has a spot to be on every play.
Now Robin Ventura popped out to first his first time, takes a strike. Only 7 hits in his career against Atlanta, 3 of them, though, against Tom Glavine in 10 career at-bats. And he's hit lefties better than righties this year. I guess there's always a team that a hitter is going to have trouble against, but it's really amazing how far under the Robin Ventura norm he has performed offensively against Atlanta. You got usually, if you have a 300 hitter and he hits 230, 240 against the team, he's having a bad year against them or a bad career against them. But Ventura, 100 percentage points or more below his normal numbers against Atlanta ever since he's been in the National League.
And it almost looks like it's gotten to the point where for a while they were making really good pitches on him. But it's almost looks like it's just gotten to the point where, and I know he's a pro and he doesn't think that way. It just looks like, okay, throw the ball so I can hit it and we can get this over with.
Coming into this season, a 277 lifetime major league average, about 150 points lower than that against the Braves. And that's about as wide a margin as you'll ever see from an everyday player who's got a lot of at-bats. 2-2 now on Ventura. It's full, 3-2. Glavine very efficient the first 4 innings, 57 pitches to get through those first 4. Only 32 though to get through the first 3. Then he needed 25 pitches in the 4th inning. Now he's gone 3-2 and a couple hitters in a row here in the 5th. So the pitch count second time through the order has been a lot higher. Fouled away. And remember, in some of the starts that Glavine struggled in, it was the same story. He'd get through the order the first time in good shape. Second time through, the pitch count would begin to mount.
And you really need an efficient day out of Tom
Yes, you do.
Glavine today. You need him to get you 8 innings. You need him to get you 9, and with 6-0, I would expect that he would expect to be out there in the 9th inning for that final out too.
Nobody out. Zeal at first. Glavine goes over. Runner going on the 3-2. Ground ball short. Weiss to second. Unable to handle it is Silvio Veras. Runners will be safe at first and second. Weiss gambled there with the runner going. It was going to be awfully close at second base even if Silvio Veras does make the play. He had a sure out at first base, but they tried and failed.
He could do it all over again. You know he'd take that sure out at first. That time had the ball between his hands and his glove, and when he tried to shovel it, didn't have a good grip on it, didn't have it in the glove, didn't have it in his hand, and a low scooting throw resulted.
Weiss charged with the error. Runners first and second now. Nobody out. Benny Agbayani the batter. He popped his short his first time, and all of a sudden this Mets crowd getting into it again. Braves did a good job taking the crowd out of it early. On the outside corner. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 5th. One ball, one strike. See how the pitch count is mounted the second time through the order, which started in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-1. That caught the corner. It's 1-2. Down near the bottom of the batting order. These are hitters that Tom Glavine expects to get out of this. We'll probably see a pinch hitter for Rush if we get that far. Activity continues in the Mets bullpen.
Well, I think the worst you want to see happen is maybe have one of them score.
Tap to third. That's a fair ball. Steps on third. On to first. And the Braves get that double play.
Good play by Lockhart, but that wasn't an easy task just to feel that ball. Came off with overspin. I'm surprised Agbayani didn't come out of there limping. See that last hop? Overspin will cause that ball to kangaroo forward on you. Lockhart right there by the bag. That part was easy. Catching it was the hardest part. And stepping on the bag after that, it was an easy double play. Big pitch for Glavine.
So 2 outs in the inning now. Joe McEwing, the batter, he flied to center, and you can hear the difference in the crowd what one play can make here at Shea Stadium. They were starting to get back into it. Now it's very, very quiet here at Shea. This can be one of the noisiest places in the world.
A very unusual hitting style for McEwing. Watch how he settles in and rocks back on his back leg, but pay more particular attention to the right hand on the bat. Holds it straight up. It would lead me to believe that he can't handle the fastballs up. But out there and something off speed, because he's got to make a couple of moves to get the bat ready to go through the hitting zone.
Made a run at being Rookie of the Year last year with the Cardinals. And when he came over to the Mets, wound up going back to the minor leagues. They couldn't find a spot for him on the roster because they had no players with any options left.
Well, when the Cardinals made the deal for Vigna, he became very expendable. Or he became unnecessary. See, here's what I'm talking about.
And he's out there on strike, so Glavine takes the crowd right out of it, getting Agbayani to ground into a double play and striking out Joe McEwing.
Top of the 6th inning. A beautiful day here in New York. Time for our Budweiser game summary. Glavine has been just what the Braves needed today, and the Braves offense has been just what Tom Glavine has needed. Kelvio Veras continues to do what he's done, but I think one real exciting thing for the Braves is Javi Lopez snapping out a couple of RBIs. He is just one of a bunch of guys in the lineup who have enjoyed hitting against Glendon Rush. That's our Budweiser game summary.
Lower third of the order here in the 6th inning, beginning with Walt Weiss. Weiss has a sac fly and an infield hit. 2 balls, no strikes. Braves about hit the Mets 11-2. Another base hit for Weiss into left field. He's 2 out of 2. And that's 12 hits allowed now by Rush. Under first, nobody out for Keith Lockhart. Lockhart an RBI single. That got the Braves scoring started back in the 2nd inning. He's also hit into a 4-3 double play.
Bullpen's been busy, but right now everybody's seated. That might get them up and going again.
Well, Dave Wallace was on the phone, and somebody is getting up out there. Liner to left by Lockhart. That's in for a base hit. Weiss down to second. 2 more hits off Glendon Rush here in the 6th inning, and the natives getting a little restless now at Shea. Eric Kamak loosening up out in the Mets bullpen as Tom Glavine will step in. See if they have Glavine bunting. He's been a successful sacrifice bunter 8 times this year. You know, talking about this series, Don, the thing that all the Mets were saying, and they realized that they had a little something going after those first 2 games, but the thing that all their veteran players were saying after yesterday's victory was, well, we've got to win the Sunday game. If we don't win the Sunday game, then we're right back where we were when we started this whole series, 2 games back. And the only thing the Braves were saying is the Braves really feel they should have won 2 out of the 3 games in this series, except for that huge Mets inning,
right,
which took them out of the 1 game. And the Braves were saying that the mental edge is the most important thing in a series like this, not where you are at the end of the series as far as games ahead or games behind, but who feels that they've got a little mental edge and a little momentum going into the series that you have later in the year.
And I think winning this under these conditions would give the advantage to the Braves. I believe a win today, if you're looking for mental edge and momentum, would carry more weight with the Braves, all that they've gone through to get to this point.
Well, Dave Wallace, representing New York Mets manager Bobby Valentine, makes the Bell South call to the bullpen.
Log on to TBSSuperstation.com or AOL keyword Braves Super Tour for your chance to win up to $1 million. Sit in Ted's box or receive a Philips DVD player. I think I should say sit in Mr. Turner's box. Correctly answer a question about every Braves game on TBS through September the 9th to increase your chances of winning a grand prize.
Well, we've got a couple changes for the Mets. Lenny Harris is checked in the left field. He will be batting ninth. Benny Agbayani, who was playing left field, has moved to center. And the new pitcher, who will be batting in the number 8 spot in Joe McEwing's spot, is right-hander Eric Kamak, who is making his 4th appearance. No wins or losses, a 15.75 earned run average after his first 4 major league innings. He was involved in a rare situation the other night. He was the pitcher of record when the Mets had that 10-run uprising in the bottom half of the 8th inning. He had worked the top half of the 8th inning and given up 3 runs to make it an 8-1 game. But then the Mets came back and scored those 10 runs in the bottom of the 8th to make it 11-8. Armando Benitez went out to get the final 3 outs in the 9th inning. And when the game initially ended, everybody assumes, well, he's the pitcher of record. He'll get the win. That'll be his first major league win, and Benitez will be awarded the save. But after the game, the win was awarded to Benitez with no save. And I'll read you the rule that is rarely, if ever, employed that enables an official scorer to do that. Well, now we've had another switch. There's a bunt by Glavine. Let's see if they get the runner at third. They try, and they got him. Ventura stayed back. Kamak made the throw. Weiss is out at third. So the sacrifice attempt fails. Lockhart advancing to second. Glavine now at first.
Kamak almost took a little bit too much time with this. He got over there quickly, but watch how deliberately he turns, and that was close. Good stretch on the other end there by Ventura. They don't get that.
They've now moved Derek Bell into center field, and Benny Agbayani, who was in center field for about 15-20 seconds or so, has moved to right. Here's Kelvio Veras, who has a single, a 2-run double, and a strikeout. Upstairs. Here's the rule. It's in the rule book under the scoring rules. Rule 1019, section C4. That the winning relief pitcher is the one who is the pitcher of record when his team assumes the lead and maintains it to the finish, except do not credit a victory to a relief pitcher who is ineffective in a brief appearance when a succeeding relief pitcher pitches effectively in helping his team maintain the lead. In such cases, credit the succeeding relief pitcher with the victory. You rarely see that employed, especially where there's a win and a save involved. Usually the scorer will give the win to the pitcher of record and the save to the guy who closed out the game. But after an ineffective inning from Eric Kamak, the official scorer here in New York decided he was not worthy of the win.
Everybody broadcasting that ball game, radio and television, closed the show with Kamak the winner.
And he went home with the game ball. One of his teammates had given him the game ball. He heard on the radio on the way home that Benitez had been awarded the win. That would have been his first major league win.
Tossed the ball out the window. Actually gave it to the guy at the toll booth to get through. It's a game ball for my first win.
3-1 on Kelvio Veras. Well, I know that there is a feeling that every pitcher would like to have on that first major league win, that you'd like to go out there and pitch a shutout or have a 1-2-3 inning if you're a relief pitcher. But when you think you've got it, no matter how you pitched, you walk out of there thinking, wow, I've won a game in the major leagues. All that work has paid off, and then finding out halfway back to the hotel that you're staying at that they gave it to somebody else who's been up here for 10 years.
Well, what you do after that happens is you make sure you stop by the front desk to make sure you still have your room, too.
Well, the walk loads the bases for Andruw Jones, who's flied to center, struck out, and singled.
Have you ever seen a ballpark where there is such a big swing of emotion?
No, it goes
from hitter to hitter, pitch to pitch,
it
score
goes
to
one
score.
way or the other. There's no in between here. They either love you or they don't. Right now, they love you. He just threw a strike. 1-1 on Andruw. There was a guy sitting right beneath the radio booth during batting practice. It has to be one of the world champion New York City baiters. There's a fly ball right field and deep. Back goes Agbayani to the edge of the track, making the catch, tagging at third. Lockhart, he'll score easily. Glavine will move over to third, and the Braves have it up to 7-0 now as Andruw drives in his 49th run of the year. But this guy, the place was not nearly as full as it is now. In fact, only probably got a third full, or maybe even a quarter full when batting practice is going on. This guy had something for every individual hitter on the Braves during batting practice. And he just kept it going and going and going. I mean, it wasn't obscene or anything like that. It was actually kind of funny.
It was his. Some of them were. Some were things you wish he'd never read about. But
Bobby Bonilla, for example, in batting practice. Remember the incident last year with Bonilla and Ricky Henderson during the playoffs? This fan was saying, "Hey, Bobby, want to play some cards?" Bonilla turned around, gave him a wave and a smile. Stolen base for Kelvin O'Veras as the Braves keep pouring it on here. And believe me, they're not going to let up today. Not after what's happened to him the last 2 days. 23rd of the year for Kelvin O'Veras. And that misses, ball 3. Galarraga on deck. 3-0 pitch to Jordan. He walked him. Loads the bases for Andres Galarraga. K-Mac has come in and walked a couple. And now Andres Galarraga 1 for 3, a single back in the second.
well, that wasn't unlike what he did the other night in the 8th inning. Remember, he came on, he got a strikeout, then he walked the pitcher. Force out, then he walked Andrew Jones before Brian Jordan touched him up for a 3-run homer.
K-Mac was pitching and pitching effectively at Norfolk in the International League this year. He, in fact, was one of their top relief pitchers. 5-1 with 7 saves and a 156 earned run average. He's in a very odd spot as far as the being in an all-star game. He has been selected to the International League All-Star team. It's going to take place in 10 days on Wednesday, July 12th, the day after the Major League All-Star game. Of course, K-Mac hopes that he's still with the New York Mets. But if he continues to struggle, gets sent back down, he'll be an all-star. I mean, isn't that a weird thing? A weird way to... He was just called up this week, so he was still around Norfolk when the all-star team was announced, and he's on it. He doesn't want to play in it because that's a AAA all-star game.
That's another one of the odd things. This has been a year of oddities.
0-2 in Galarraga.
Like the situation involving Sammy Sosa. If he had been traded over to the Yankees, or might still be traded somewhere over there, what were you saying? All his
votes would have been transferred from the National League to the American League, and he would have been the leading vote getter among the outfielders in the American League. He got him. Well, K-Mac maybe was thinking about, I'd rather be here than playing in that AAA All-Star game. He strikes out Galarraga with the bases loaded.
Here's the upcoming schedule for the next 7 or 8 days for you. We'll be visiting with you a lot on Turner South, including Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those two up in Fenway Park. The Braves entertain the Expos for 4. A brief 4-game homestand before wrapping up the first half of the season up to the All-Star break. Actually, a few more games in the first half, but up to the All-Star break. And that's what's on tap for the Braves.
Another nice crowd here at Shea, well over 40,000 for the 4th day in a row, and a beautiful day. We have really had terrific weather all 4 days here in New York.
And I understand we're going to miss the normal weather by about 24 hours, huh? I heard it was supposed to be hot, humid tomorrow.
That's what they're telling us. Here's Lenny Harris leading off the bottom of the 6th. 7-0 now, Atlanta. Harris is first at bat. He's a 178 hitter with a homer and 13 RBIs, and takes a strike from Glavine. Little bouncer out toward second. Kilvio. High throw, but Galarraga stayed with it. 1 down.
I think there are two things we're seeing from umpires a little bit more this year, and certainly more in the last 2 or 3 weeks. One of them is more high strikes being called, and the other one, right here on this play, if you could watch the umpire, he didn't immediately signal. He waited, and then threw his fist in the air like he really wanted to make sure. You'll see him in the background. Wait, and then he threw the fist in the air.
Melvin Mora pops up the first pitch. Galarraga's there. And 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Pete, when Lenny Harris came up there, I was just sitting here thinking, you just wonder how a trade like that comes about. Was it Bill Pulsipher went to Arizona for Harris? Right. How does a trade like that? You're calling to ask about the weather out there, and then all of a sudden you say, well, by the way, we're looking for a left-hander. And I thought of that the other day when the Yankee deal, when they got David Justice. The conversation between Brian Cashman and John Hart of the Cleveland Indians, Cashman, the general manager for the Yankees, was on a totally unrelated subject, according to news reports. They weren't even talking about trades. It was one of those how's the weather things when that all came about, because the Yankees were hot and heavy for Sammy Sosa at the time. Interesting the way some trades evolve.
Yeah, sometimes the strongest rumors are the least likely to occur, and trades that never make it into the rumor mill are the ones that happen.
Well, I tell you, David Justice had no inkling that was going to happen, because his 2-word answer was, I'm stunned. But would that be a great book or a collection of anecdotes and stories about how some of the unlikely trades are made?
Yeah, it would. 1-1 on Derek Bell. He's 0 for 1. There's a strike in the outside corner, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, what is that? Six dozen balls and 5 bats. Traded for Kerry Lightenberg. Greg Olson did specify, though, that they had to be new bats.
Here's the 1-2. Outside 2-2. They got to do away with that awning by the next time we get out here. Everybody looks like the headless horseman out there sitting in that Braves bullpen.
Looks like one of those police shows you see where they opaque the face out so you can't see who's there.
2-2 on Derek Bell. Full count. 7 runs on 13 hits for Atlanta. No runs, only 2 hits for the Mets, and they were red hot offensively all throughout their lineup. Derek Bell trying to extend a 12-game streak. He's hitless today. Mike Piazza trying to extend the 19-game streak. He's hitless today. And now the 3-2 to Bell. Struck him out. Tom Glavine records his 3rd strikeout as a very easy and a very quick 1-2-3 inning. Still 7-0 Atlanta.
Braves baseball on the Superstation, brought to you by Philips. Flat TVs, CD recorders, palm-sized PCs, and other ideas that are making life better all the time. And by Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
We move along to the 7th inning here at Shea Stadium, with the Braves enjoying a 7-0 lead over New York. It'll be Javi Lopez, who's had a big part in the offensive outbreak today by Atlanta. A home run, a single, an RBI each time. And he was, after a lengthy slump, he's starting to turn things around in this series. He's 4 out of 10 now in the series.
Well, he was looking for any kind of good news with the bat.
Facing K-Mac. 1 ball, no strikes. K-Mac out of Nederland, Texas, and Lamar University.
Best pitch is his fastball, but a couple of times against the Braves he has pitched away from it. Long arm delivery. Should get a lot of spin on his fastball.
13th round draft pick of the Mets in '97, and throughout his minor league career And his major league career now has never started a game professionally. He was groomed right from the beginning of his pro career to be a relief pitcher. Starting out at Pittsfield in '97, he pitched in 23 games and an ERA of 0.86. Then Capital City, then St. Lucie, then Binghamton, then Norfolk. So he made a stop along every step of the ladder in the Mets minor league system as a reliever and a closer. He was a closer at every one of those levels.
Has a good curveball, but sometimes he throws it uphill, drops down a little bit. When he throws it uphill, the hitter gets a much longer look at it than if he starts it down right away.
On a play, still 2-2. His minor league numbers are quite good. We gave you those numbers this year. 1.56 ERA in 29 games with a 5-1 record and 7 saves. Prior to this year, in 3 minor league seasons in 164 innings, only 83 hits allowed and 234 strikeouts. In the air to left, Harris. And Javi played quite shallow out there. Now he's back under it, makes the catch, 1 down.
Kabak is a guy, Pete, that if you were ever going to question the radar gun, I would question it, because they have been consistently getting him on the Mets radar gun at 84, 85. But a couple of guys have been late on his fastball, so there's either something in his delivery that causes them to throw the timing off. But he sure looks like he's throwing a lot harder than what the gun's getting.
Here's Reggie Sanders, a double his first time up. He's 1 for 3, takes ball 1.
The fastball he struck out Andres Galarraga on, I think they got it up on the board at 85, 86, but try convincing Andres that was only a middle 80s fastball.
There's that breaking ball. 1-1. Another breaking ball, rolled to third, backhanded by Ventura. Over to first, 2 away. And that'll bring up Walt Weiss. Before the game, with the left-hander out there, and Walt being penciled into the lineup because Furcal's hamstring was a little achy again. Walt was wondering how it was going to go from the right side of the plate. That's the side that it's been hurting that right thumb to swing from. Well, it went quite well from the right side of the plate. He had a sac fly and a pair of singles. Now he's back batting the more comfortable way, left-handed. And he lines this one down the right field line. Coming over, Agbayani makes a nice running catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of the 7th. Still 7-0 Atlanta.
Hey, fans, don't forget the All-Star game is just a few days away. It's Tuesday night. You'll find the largest selection of Braves merchandise at All-Star Game merchandise anywhere. That's ANYWHERE, anywhere at the Braves Clubhouse stores at CNN Center in Atlanta and at North Point Mall in Alpharetta. We have outfitted the Braves, and we can do the same for you. There's a lot of good-looking All-Star 2000 stuff around, isn't there, Pete?
Yes, there is.
Huh?
You're wearing one today.
Yes, I am. All-Star 2000 shirt right
There's
there.
the logo right there.
Yes, sir. That's a great logo, too. I really like it.
Well, we're going to the bottom half of the 7th. It's 7-0 Atlanta. And Edgardo Alfonzo 0 for 2. He's grounded the second fly to center. Tom Glavine has really shut down the Mets on just 2 hits today. Ball 1 to Alfonzo.
By the way, I didn't mean this coming Tuesday. It is the 11th. It's a game is scheduled Tuesday, and that's about the 5th day of some terrific activities in the Atlanta area.
Starts with the All-Star Luncheon on Wednesday. And the Fan Fest begins on Friday. The Futures game is a week from today at Turner Field. Home run contest and the workouts is a week from Monday at Turner Field. And the game itself, of course, a week from Tuesday. 1-1 pitch. Alfonzo fouls it back 1-2.
All right, I don't want to put you on the spot, but we're 3 days away. Are you emceeing the luncheon?
Yeah.
All right. You're the best.
Got that word just before the trip began.
All right.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Alfonzo.
Got time to prepare. That a boy.
Here's the 1-2. Outside 2-2.
Yeah, the Fan Fest, the Futures game, the home run hitting contest, the All-Star game. It has really become 4 or 5 days that are just absolutely spectacular wherever the city is that has the All-Star game.
On the outside corner, and Alfonso caught looking. 4th strikeout for Tom Glavine. 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th.
And Glavine started off very efficiently, struggled a little bit around the 3rd, 4th inning, but he's really gotten it together. And this is what you expect out of a veteran pitcher with the reputation of Tom Glavine. A gamer, a guy you can go to, a guy who is not going to be affected by circumstances around. He's a guy, and that's the kind of personality you want out there.
Mike Piazza is fly to right, grounded to short. He's trying to extend a 19-game hitting streak and a 14-game RBI streak. His only chance to extend both streaks this at bat would be if he hit a home run. And this might be his last at bat of the game, the way Glavine's going. Popped him up. Javi Lopez coming over near the Mets dugout. He's going to run out of room. It's about 2 or 3 rows back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mr. Met came out between innings to try to get this crowd going, but Tom Glavine has done a good job of taking the big crowd right out of it.
I saw you. You could hardly contain yourself.
Well, he's a part of
picked up his dance routine, though.
Yeah, he's a part of a mascot family, you know, Mr. Met. I was reading a story on all the mascots. I didn't realize that there was a whole family that was involved in that business. Mr. Red is a cousin of Mr. Met.
Don't they have a home down near Tarpon Springs?
That's for all the retired mascots. Yeah.
Mascots.
Bleacher creatures down there.
Yeah. I know Dave Baker, our radio producer, did an article. Here's Mr. Met.
Yeah, he is a cousin of Mr. Red in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They're related. The San Francisco Crab lives down there in that retirement home for the mascots.
I think it's just past the Hooters restaurants on Highway 19 there, just up above Tampa, between Tampa and I believe Tarpon Springs.
Fly ball right field. Has he done it? Back to the warning track. Jordan back to the wall. He has. He did it. 20-game hitting streak, 15-game RBI streak. It is 7-1. Unbelievable. He's only 2 games shy now of the Major League RBI streak record. His 24th homer, his 71st RBI.
Well, one of the things that makes him so dangerous is this right here, the ability to take a pitcher's pitch the other way. Let's see how close Brian Jordan comes. It's a matter of inches, just off the tip of his glove, up over the 358 sign. What a remarkable streak for Mike Piazza.
20-game hitting streak, but the more remarkable streak is the RBI streak. 15 straight games he has driven in a run. Oscar Grimes drove in runs in 17 straight games back in 1922. This is the 2nd longest RBI streak in Major League history. Now Todd Zeile, who has popped to first and singled. Nothing had won the count. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. 24 homers, 71 RBIs now for Piazza. It's 1-2. Piazza had a 2-run homer in yesterday's game, and of course that big 3-run homer in the Friday night 10-run bottom of the 8th. So he's homered in each of the last 3 games. There's another streak, homers in 3 straight games. 1-2 to Zeile. 2-2. Only the 3rd hit allowed by Glavine, who has just gone over 100 pitches.
How close was it to being playable for Brian Jordan? It's 358 to where he hit it. He hit it 362.
Deep left field. 7-2 Atlanta.
Now that one is not just barely over the fence. Zeal may have hit this one into the parking lot. For Glavine, only the 13th and 14th home runs allowed this year.
Home run number 12, RBI number 49. This one went a long ways.
Well, he wanted to get it in on him. Normally when Tom Glavine misses, he misses away, or inside too far in. That's one of those fastballs coming in that didn't. That may be off the 10th.
Now Robin Ventura, who is 0 for 2 in the game and 1 for 13 in the series. Crowd is back into it after the back-to-back homers by Piazza and Zeal. They've already seen one huge comeback in this series. Certainly it couldn't happen again, could it? 1-1 on Ventura. Tell you what, when you've done it once,
you believe you can do it again.
1-2 now on Ventura. Activity has begun in the Atlanta bullpen. We can see some feet out there. Jason Marquis has begun to throw under the shelter of the bullpen awning. There's a phrase I've never used before. And the 1-2 to Ventura. 2-2.
Sixth inning was a real shot in the arm for Tom Glavine on a day like today, and on a day when you want him to get you into the 8th.
Just off the outside corner. 3-2 now on Ventura.
Let's see how close this is. Yeah, I think the tip-off is when Javi Lopez had to reach for it backhanded. That's a dead giveaway because his mitt would not be very far off the corner where he was set up.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Bobby still complaining about that ball 3 call. Here's the 3-2. Line up the middle. Base hit. Ventura has just his 8th career hit against Atlanta Braves pitching in 57 at-bats, and 4 of them have come against Tom Glavine. Leo Mazzoni on his way to the mound, still only 1 out in the inning.
Well, it's a good at-bat for Ventura because he really battled Glavine, laid off a couple pitches really close, fouled away a couple of out pitches. I think 3-2, you want to make a strike, but you want to do one that's not really hazardous to your health, and he put that right on the outside corner. It's just a little breather. That's all Leo Mazzoni's saying.
The batter will be Benny Agbayani, and then Todd Pratt has also come out on deck to bat for K-Mac. It all started with a 1-out homer by Mike Piazza, followed by a long home run by Todd Zeal. Now the base hit by Ventura.
That's a great shot that our producer Dan Reagan gave us into the dugout there, because Thursday night there was a whole different look and a whole different atmosphere in that Mets dugout. Now you don't see that long face hangdog look. But like you said, when you've done it once, you keep thinking you can do it again. So that's a ball club in there that Mike's got to believe.
Benny Agbayani 0 for 2. He's popped his short, hit into a 5-3 double play. Little looper down the right field line, but it's deep enough for Jordan to have time to come over and put away. And there's a big second out in the inning. And now Todd Pratt on the pinch hit for K-Mac. Pratt, who etched himself into Mets history with a home run that got the Mets into the National League Championship Series last year, hitting .270 this year. He has 6 home runs and only 74 at-bats this year and 16 RBIs. 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter.
He had an at-bat when he got that home run, kind of similar to the Ventura at-bat, where Diamondbacks thought they had him out. and the call wasn't made. Then he got another pitch, got a swing on the house, and hit it over the center field fence.
2 men out, runner at first. Ball one outside. Jim Mann is throwing in the Mets bullpen. They just called him up on Friday when they put Rick Reed on the disabled list. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Liner toward left. Great stop by Weiss to second. He got him. What a play by Walt Weiss to end the inning and end the New York Mets rally.
Let's take a look at our Delta scoreboard. There's our score. Braves 7-2. In Florida, they got a good pitching duel going. Mark Smith has a pair of homers for Florida. That's all they're scoring. Pittsburgh has been given runs up royally and quickly to Philadelphia. Kurt Schilling is the beneficiary. A good pitching duel in Milwaukee where it's Kerry Woods against Jimmy Haynes. Houston has gotten 2 solo homers from Richard Hidalgo. He's 22nd and 23rd. Cincinnati at Arizona. Colorado at San Diego. LA at San Francisco, all a little bit later on. Over in the American League, Cleveland got 3 in the first inning. They're beating up on Minnesota 7-1. Yankees have only allowed 1 run. Roger Clemens with his comeback against Tampa Bay. Toronto 2 in the first. Baltimore's answered with 1. Raul Mondesi, a home run for Toronto. Chicago 3 in the first, 2 more in the third. They're leading Boston 5-1. Detroit in a pitching duel with Kansas City. Oakland at Anaheim. Seattle at Texas. That completes our scoreboard. Keep up with these scores by logging on to CNNSI.com. It's Sports Illustrated at CNN Speed.
Jim Mann, the new pitcher for the New York Mets, his second major league appearance, first since his recall. First pitch to Keith Lockhart, fly ball right. Agbayani coming over with his sunglasses gleaming, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And now Wally Joyner will come on to pinch hit for Tom Glavine. There was a report when we arrived at the ballpark this morning that Joyner was under the weather with that flu bug that's been going around the ball club. But when he got here, he said, "No, not me. I'm okay." Rumors start whenever something like that's going around. A player will come in. I heard Wally wasn't feeling well either, or something like that, and everybody thinks, well, he must be down too.
Next thing you know, it's a fact.
But Joyner not affected. Chipper Jones was. He still was at the hotel at game time. Running a high fever. 183 for Joyner with a homer, 7 RBIs. Jason Marquis will come on to pitch in the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's what Bobby Cox was hoping for coming into this game, because John Rocker's availability was still a question mark. He didn't seem to think he was going to be able to pitch because of that infected callus on the thumb of his pitching hand. Braves used Bruce Chen for 4 innings yesterday. They called up a couple of youngsters, well, a couple of pitchers. Not one of them's not a youngster. He's been around a while. Dave Stevens and Ishmael Villegas. Remlinger going on the DL. Wengert being designated for assignment. And Bobby's hope going into the game was that if he had to use a relief pitcher, the only one he would have to use would be Jason Marquis, who is about the freshest arm he has available out there, except for the newcomers. Base hit for Wally Joyner with 1 out here in the 8th. Off of Jim Mann. Mann is 25 years old, 6'3", 225, out of Holbrook, Massachusetts. Drafted from the Blue Jays organization.
Rule 5 draft?
Rule 5 draft in December, but stayed in the Mets organization, so they must have accommodated the Blue Jays some other way. Has spent most of the season AAA at Norfolk, 1-2 with a 3.55 ERA in 30 games.
Folks that might not understand the Rule 5 draft, if they're not on a major league roster, you can draft them after a certain number of years from another team's minor league roster, but you must keep them on your roster at the big league level on a 25-man roster all year, or make out some sort of trade deal. Offer them back and make a trade.
Bouncing ball first, fielded by Zeal. Second one, man covering at first. The throw there not in time. Stelvio beats the wrap there, so 2 are out now with a runner at first. For Andrew Jones.
Good play by Zeile. An easier play for a left-handed first baseman than a righty. Give Jim Mann some credit, too. He knew where to be, was there, gave the stretch, but Kilvio Veras from the left-handed batter's box, the advantage of a couple of steps.
Andrew is 1 for 3. Well, all those of you who are hoping to make it to the major leagues who were not picked in a high round, just pay attention to this battery. You've got Mike Piazza, a 62nd round draft pick, giving the signs to Jim Mann, who was the 54th round draft pick of the Toronto Blue Jays in 1993. So there weren't a whole lot of scouts around when these two were signed that thought they had much of a major league future. You've got one potential MVP player for this year and a superstar in his own right, Mike Piazza, and another who has made it to the major leagues by grinding it out one level at a time through the minors. Runner going. The pitch is high. The throw is late, and Kilvio Veras has swiped his second base of the day. He now has 24 on the year.
Got this on Mann because Mann's not paying that much attention to him. Got a running jump. Throw to the shortstop side, so an easy 24th steal of the year for Kilvio.
Anthony's 2-1.
So you can limp when you walk, just don't limp when you run. Got down there in a hurry and then not very comfortable limping off the bag.
Deep left field. Harris playing him shallow too. Diving try. Can't get this one. That'll get Veras home. Andrew on his way to second. Another run is in to make it 8-2. I don't know why Lenny Harris plays so shallow in left field. He was playing very shallow on Javi Lopez too in the 7th inning. Was able to go back and catch that fly ball, but he couldn't get back this time. Watch where he is when this ball is hit, where he starts out from.
It's a routine play. If he's back, is on the end of the bat. That won't even make it to the warning track. If he's back, see, that's 15 feet shy of the warning track. Should have been routine. 2 RBIs now in today's game for Andrew.
And here's Brian Jordan, and again Lenny Harris very, very shallow in left field. He must have a lot more confidence in his ability to go back on the ball than in on one.
Either that or memories of playing third.
2 RBIs for Andrew Jones on the day, now giving him 50 on the year. This is the halfway point of the season today, so Andrew on a pace to have a 100 RBI season, hitting in the 2-hole almost all year. Brian Jordan with 49 RBIs, base hit here, he'd have 50. Braves already have 2 players, Andres Galarraga and Chipper Jones with 60. Into left field. There comes number 50 for Brian Jordan as Andrew Jones rounds third and scores. Jordan on his way to second. The throw there is late, and it's 9-2. The Braves have gotten those 2 runs right back.
Still trying to get the ball out away from the Braves right-handers and not able to do it. By the time Harris gets to that one from short left field, another easy double.
How about the 2-out RBIs for the Braves today? 2 outs in the first inning. They got an RBI single from Keith Lockhart and a 2-run double from Kilvio Veras. 2 outs in the 3rd inning, a solo homer from Javi Lopez. 2 outs in the 5th inning, an RBI single from Javi Lopez. And now a couple of 2-out hits here in the 8th inning, plating 2 more runs. Galarraga 1 for 4. Alfonso takes care of that one. And the inning is over, but 2 big runs for Atlanta. Get the lead back up to 7. It's 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Going to the bottom half of the 8th inning, it's 9-2 Atlanta, and Jason Marquis and Wally Joyner check into the game. Joyner at first base, replacing Andres Galarraga, and Marquis will hit in Galarraga's spot. He's from Staten Island, still lives there in the offseason, has been leaving on average about 40 tickets per game for this series for his family and friends. And a chance here to perform in front of them again. He has been very, very impressive since being called up from Greenville. He pitched here in the first game of this series on Thursday night, went 2 scoreless innings, allowed a hit, walked 1, struck out 2. Oh, the booing that you're hearing is coming from the bullpen area. Some items being thrown. Well, that was the baseball that John Rocker just tossed up into the crowd. He was out warming up left fielder Reggie Sanders with a whole phalanx of security around him. When he got through warming him up, he flipped that baseball back up into the crowd, and somebody just fired it back down to the field. And there's part of a security force that has been here all weekend. There's Rocker throwing a couple of baseballs up to the crowd. And look out, John, one's coming right back. And Marquis going to work on Lenny Harris. Throws a strike, 0-1. Jason Marquis, since coming up, 6 games, a 1-0 record, a 2.25 ERA. Only 8 hits allowed in 12 innings, 10 strikeouts, only 4 walks. Nothing in 2 on Harris, who's 0 for 1.
Good delivery, good stuff, but the word you used to describe him, what he has, I really like. Mound presence.
Oh yeah, he's acted like he should have been here much sooner than he was.
It's what I've been planning to do all along, so why shouldn't I act like I'm supposed to be here? That's the attitude he gives you.
Down the right field line off the bat of Lenny Harris. It is going to be a foul ball with home run distance, and the count still 0-2. Turned out that the game on Thursday night was not the first time Jason Marquis had ever taken the mound here at Shea Stadium. He pitched in a high school championship game here when he was going to school on Long Island, or on Staten Island rather. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll bet he registered a little input on that pitch to Harris after throwing him 2 fastballs that he fouled back and said, well, I'm going to drop a little curveball in on him. If he's late on your fastball, he's going to be quicker on the curveball, and was out in front of it.
Now the 1-2 missed. 2-2. Another crowd of over 40,000 today. Some of them have headed for home. Non-believers that the Mets can rally again as they did Friday night. Just a little bit high. 3-2. 9 runs, 16 hits today for the Braves. It's been a terrific offensive day, and the pitching has done the job too. Tom Glavine, 7 innings, only 5 hits allowed, 2 runs, both earned, a walk and 4 strikeouts, and a chance to pick up his first win since May 21st if the bullpen can hold. A leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 8th.
Talking about that offensive output, though, isn't that the way it goes sometimes, Pete, when you got a manager totally exasperated? Because right now, Bobby Cox was asking for volunteers.
Yeah, he was.
Anybody, can I get 8 bodies together? And all of a sudden you put together a makeshift lineup, and they busted wide open.
Now Melvin Mora, 0-1.
Got some guys hitting in spots they haven't hit in, and just not the lineup you would expect to see in the final game of a series where the 2 best separated by 1 game are battling each other.
There's a strike going too. Well, the lineup that started the game didn't come out till about 25 minutes before game time. Bobby had one already prepared earlier today in hopes that Chipper Jones would be able to play, but Chipper's flu-like symptoms were not getting any better. In fact, they were getting worse to the point where he had to stay back at the hotel.
Then he had to wait till after batting practice to see how some of the little nagging injuries responded. Who were they?
Had to find out on Kilby Averis, had to find out on Rafael Furcal, had to find out on Walt Weiss swinging the bat from the right side.
Brian Jordan not 100%.
Reggie Sanders, was his back feeling okay? So there were a lot of questions about who was going to play, but there was never a question about what he expected the outcome of the game to be. And he's getting that result. It's 9-2. The pitch is low, and the count 2-2. Mora today, a single, a bunt single in the first inning. That may have been as big a play as there was in this entire game in that first inning when Mora was on first. There's a little fly ball, shallow center. Andruw Jones for the catch.
Well, they had momentum coming in. That kind of took the sting out of it a little bit.
Mora had a bunt single to lead off the game. He was running on the first pitch to Derek Bell. Bell hit a chopper. Big high bounce to the pitcher. Glavine threw to first base to get Bell. Mora kept on going, trying to get all the way around to third. And Galarraga fired a strike to Keith Lockhart. Here's the play. If Mora is safe here, Mets might have gotten on the board first. Might be a whole different game.
And I think it's a good play on his part. You force the Braves to make 2 good plays. And with momentum on your side, I think that's a play you've got to try if you're Melvin Mora. Just think, if Galarraga doesn't make a perfect throw, that's what you say. You got a runner at third.
With 1 out.
1 out, chance to get on the board.
Alfonso and Piazza coming up.
Yep. Good play. It just happened that the defense executed it perfectly.
0-1 on Derek Bell is trying to extend a 12-game hitting streak. Besides that double play, he's also struck out and walked. 1-1. On the outside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowd didn't like the call. Bell didn't like the call.
That's a nasty pitch. Slider, as quick as a lot of people's fastballs.
Straightaway center again, not very deep again. Andruw Jones again. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Edgardo Alfonzo. Braves have done a pretty good job on him in this series. He's 0 for 3 today, grounding to second, flying to center, and striking out. 4 for 15 in the series. He did have that big hit in the big comeback on Friday night that tied the game. But as far as keeping him out of the middle of a lot of the action, the Braves have, for the most part, done that. And he's a guy who can tear up offensively.
He's also a guy who likes the ball middle in, likes it coming into him, and they've stayed away from that. The Braves have taken, for the most part, have taken the middle in part of the strike zone out of play. They're going out away from him all the time. And that's the ball that he doesn't drive. He gets wood on it, but he doesn't drive it.
1 ball, 1 strike. 45,261 the paid attendance today. So for the weekend, about 175,000 fans showed up for these 4 games. Doing 1. And add to that about another 175,000 members of the media. Although today's contingent more of a normal size than any of the previous 3 days.
And a security force of about 650.
It has been quite a 4-day stay here.
An eventful week, which I would prefer not to see duplicated anytime in the near future.
Here's the 3-1 fly ball, shallow center again. Andruw Jones has had 3 in a row out there. And in almost the same spot, he's caught all 3 of them. So a strong inning of work for Jason Marquis, who sets down the Mets in order after walking the leadoff hitter.
There's our scores. We head to the top of the 9th inning. We invite you to stay tuned to TBS because coming up next, after avenging the death of his teacher, a Shaolin monk flees China to the American West in Kung Fu, and it's coming up next only on the Superstation. That's TBS.
We are going to the top half of the 9th inning. Braves 9-2 leaders. We'll send up Javi Lopez, Reggie Sanders, and Walt Weiss against Jim Mann. Javi has been a big part of it today. A solo homer in the third, an RBI single in the fifth. 2 for 4. Got an Oregon player here that there he goes.
Doesn't watch a game.
Former star of the movie Slapshot. Just got a little carried away there. 1 ball, no strikes on Javi Lopez.
Doesn't remember when some of the songs were 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Well, you know, you get in your own little world sometimes and forget about the fact that there's a ball game going on. 2-0 the count.
I just hope he doesn't start El Paso between innings. What was that? Marty Robbins hit was what, 9.5 minutes?
That was a long one, yeah. Had an American Pie.
Both were disc jockey delights.
They were disc jockey lifesavers at times. 2-1 the count on Javi Lopez. 9 runs, 16 hits for the Braves, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Mets. Braves, if they can hang on here in the ninth, and it's unlikely they would let a lead like this get away again. Another drive deep left field by Lopez. A 2-home run performance for Javi Lopez. It's 10-2. Home run number 11. RBI number 40 for Javi Lopez.
They're badgering the guy to throw the ball back, but taking one look at him, I guess he did throw it back. I didn't think he was one who was going to be intimidated into that. Watch some top hand here. This is a high fastball. That's right down there just above the belt. Another couple of inches higher, it's hard to drive it. Nice play, nice recovery by a burly sort out there, but it's now back in the dugout.
And now Reggie Sanders 1 for 4. He had a double his first time up facing Jim Mann. The breaking ball missing. So it's 10-2 now Atlanta, barring a bottom half of the ninth inning catastrophe. Braves will exit New York with a 2-game lead, the same size lead they had when they came in. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not when you're playing on the road. Two and 0. Two balls, 1 strike to Reggie. 17 hits in the game now for Atlanta.
Javi Lopez's home run was an estimated 416 feet.
416 feet. The estimated distance of the Lopez blast.
Well, there have been both extremes, haven't there, in home runs here. There have been some that have scraped the back of the wall. 344 down near the 338 sign, and 362 over the 358 right, and then some launch shots.
Zeal's the longest. That went about 440. Near the bag at second. Alfonso calls off Mora. 1 away for Walt Weiss. 2 out of 3 with the sac fly thrown in. Been a good day for Walt. He also made the defensive play of the day. Outstanding play to end the 7th inning when the Mets were trying to get back in this game.
And that was before the Braves had picked up that 3 more run cushion too.
Right. It was a 7-2 game at the time. One and one on Weiss. Tomorrow night, Terry Mulholland against Tony Armas in the first of the 4-game Montreal series.
And the Mets are on the move. They go down to take on Florida for 3.
In the air to shallow left. That's where Lenny Harris plays all the time, so he hardly has to move for that one.
1 out of 4.
He was right in the right spot that time. 2 gone. And that'll bring up Keith Lockhart. I've never seen anyone play as shallow in left field. I've seen guys in center field play shallow like Andrew does. Marquise Grissom, a shallow center field, but I've never seen anybody play everyday hitters. Pitchers maybe, but everyday hitters as shallow as Lenny Harris does, and it's gotten burned on it a couple of times. Lockhart 2 out of 4, starting in place of the ailing Chipper Jones, out with the flu. Braves have matched their season high of 17 hits. Did it the first time back on May 24th in Milwaukee. Just what the doctor ordered for Atlanta today.
Boy, was that a perfect choice of words. Doctor.
Along the line and right, Agbayani, a long run over toward that corner. Disappears from sight.
And almost disappeared from the park.
So close.
Doesn't even look at the wall. He's going after the ball, and then he spots the wall. Comes up just a few inches short.
It's like an optical illusion down there. I didn't realize that that green down there wasn't grass on the ground. From this level of the ballpark, it looks it, but that's flush with the fence.
That's something that didn't used to be there. There's one in left field, too. That used to be an open space there.
Must be that brick wall there that gives it the illusion from here. See, even in those pictures, it looks like it's down at ground level. But it's not in either case. Thought I was seeing things out there. 3-2 on Lockhart. He walked him. That'll bring up Wally Joyner for the second time. He had a base hit his last at bat, coming on as a pinch hitter and staying in the game. For those of you that are watching this race in the National League East closely as the Braves move toward getting the lead back up to 2, keep an eye on the New York Mets the next couple of days. They've got a key decision to make before their game on Tuesday. That's Rick Reed's day to pitch, and he's going to be out of action for a while with that broken bone in his left wrist. And the Mets have to decide who's going to replace him in the rotation. And they're not sure yet whether they're going to make a deal or try to make a deal for somebody or call up somebody from AAA to be their Tuesday starter. Javi Lopez, the story of this one. 3 RBIs on 2 homers and a single. Well, sometimes when you're a major league manager, you pencil in what you'd like to have happen on a given day, and nothing goes right. Other days you do, and it goes just as you planned. And this was the plan for Bobby Cox today, to get 7 or 8 innings out of Tom Glavine and then go to Jason Marquis to wrap it up. He got the 7 from Glavine. Now he's looking for the second inning from Marquis. Mike Piazza, who extended his hit and RBI streak with a solo homer his last time up.
I'll bet you he was banking on Glavine's 7 innings, but I don't think he was counting on 10 runs out of.
That may have been the bonus. Piazza, a 20-game hitting streak, a 15-game RBI streak. And it was Piazza who on the New York television stations last night was saying, if we don't win on Sunday, we haven't accomplished a thing, because we'll be right back where we started when this series began. And it'll just be looked back upon as a mid-season series between 2 of the best in the East.
And all they did was play on a treadmill for 4 days.
They'll meet again in Atlanta in July, late July. A 4-pitch walk to Piazza, second walk issued by Marquis.
Remember, that's how last inning started. He walked Harris to lead it off.
Some bullpen activity will be starting up again in the Braves bullpen as Todd Zeile steps in.
Well, the way the bullpen is, and with the changes and everything, you would like to think, if you're the pitching coach, that you could crazy glue the receiver down and never have to lift it up. That's what you'd like to see happen.
Zeile 2 out of 3, a single, a home run, and a pop out. 0-1. Little chop toward second. Kelvio Veras, the flip to Weiss. Weiss's relay on to first, and they get the double play. So 2 out now in the 9th inning. 1 out to go for the Braves to wrap up what has been a somewhat tumultuous week and a somewhat, I guess the word tense would fit.
Yes.
Stay in New York. No one quite knew what to expect coming here. Turned out to be the least of the worries of the Braves. The fans were, for the most part, very well behaved.
I think they were too. I think the Mets people did a wonderful job. The
New York City Police did a wonderful job.
They were outstanding and cordial and very, very efficient. Heck, with all that had gone on and with all you were led to believe that could happen, I hope the city of New York's proud of itself. I know the Mets certainly are. I've heard some of them say that they were pleased with the way things have gone.
Well, they should be.
Darn right.
Matt Franco on to hit.
You and I are glad Kiss Me Kate was playing on Broadway too.
Great show. Great show. Classic.
Some of the greatest performances I've ever seen last night. So. All in all, it turned out to be a good ending to this week, didn't it?
Yes, it did. 1-1. And Franco hits the little chopper toward Veras. He'll underhand it to Jason Marquis, who gets the final out as the Braves extend their lead back to 2 games over the New York Mets, splitting the 4-game series, winning the finale by a final score of 10-2.
Well, we couldn't decide on an AutoZone player of the game, so we're going to pick 2. Tom Glavine, who rose to the occasion. Glavine registered 4 strikeouts in the ball game. The first one coming early in the ball game, and then number 2 in the 5th inning. Number 3 was Bell on the corner, and then he rang up number 4 right after that to get Alfonso. And Javi Lopez, a pair of home runs. The first one coming with 2 outs in the 3rd, and the next one leading off the 9th inning. Both of them terrific blast. The Braves win this one. Those are our AutoZone players of the game. Javi's numbers for the day. We'll be back to total them up right after this.
AOL membership gives you more. It's so easy to use and easy to get started.
Plug it in and you're good to go.
Email, buddy list, keywords.
Type in the keyword and boom, you're there.
At America Online, your security and privacy are always protected. AOL will never use personal information about where you go online. Parental controls let you control where your kids go online. And AOL has free help 24 hours a day online or by phone. America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Sign up today.
Baseball on the Superstation, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, who salutes parents who talk to their kids about drinking. We all make a difference. By Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete. By the more than 2,800 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by AccuView contact lenses, advancing the science of sight.
Braves win this one, split the series 2 games apiece with the Mets, winning it 10-2. 10 runs, 17 hits, and error with 8 stranded. For the Mets, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. It had rained disappointment 40 days and 40 nights for Tom Glavine. He hadn't won since May 21st. Rush loses it. You see the offensive stars a 500 road trip and a positive way to end the taxing week.
Braves finished the first half of the season 2 games up on the New York Mets. And for the latest scores and in-depth analysis, log on to CNNSI.com. Sports Illustrated at CNN Speed. Tomorrow night, the Superstation, 7:35 Eastern. Terry Mulholland against Tony Armas. First of a 4-game set between the Braves and the Expos. Next on TBS. Stay tuned for Kung Fu coming up next, only on the Superstation. Until tomorrow night, for Don Sutton, Skip Carey, Joe Simpson, our entire crew. Final score, 10-2 Atlanta. So long, everyone.